Hey, so I just want to show you how to do your measurements. The ones that are a little bit more obvious are going to be around your neck. So just try to measure in the same spot, hold it with one finger, and look at it. That's going to be the easiest way to do that. Same thing with around your waist. The smallest part of your waist is going to be at the base of your rib cage, likely right above your belly button. So you want to pick the smallest part, take a deep breath, exhale. You want to tighten your abs but not suck them in. We're not vacuuming our stomach to take a measurement. I want you to relax but flex, because you can't flex fat. So as your body fat begins to decrease, you're going to be able to get an more and more accurate measurement. Okay, so again, just put your thumb there and then take a look at it, and that's going to be what you're going to record. Underneath your rib cage is going to be right at the base of your bra, base of your sports bra. So right across, the meaty part of your lats and right underneath your bust. And again, I don't expect you to be able to see that always. So take a deep breath, exhale, tighten up your tummy, and again, just hold your finger on the measurement. Another part, because everybody's going to lose body fat differently, the place where I probably carry more body fat is going to be right below my belly button. So in that, you want to not have any cloth covering, or at least not much, and go around the thickest part of your waist. That's going to be different for everybody, but make sure that you've got some temperature gauges as you continue. So that's going to be right below your belly button. Again, holding your finger on the mark. The more difficult ones are going to be for your lat spread or your shoulder girth or your back girth. These are less important, more for physique athletes to begin to visualize on paper what your physique is changing into. It's really interesting to see how these measurements will change as your body changes, especially if you're going for that V taper where you actually want your shoulders and your lats to continue growing each year, but you don't want the same for your waist. So it's pretty interesting to see those changes. Put the measuring tape right behind you and hike it all the way up to your armpits. This is going to be your lat girth or your back girth. You don't want it to indent your skin, so keep it, enough that it's not holding you too tight. You want to be above your bust. Take a deep breath, exhale, and just by having your arms forward, see how my elbows are a little bit forward? If they're back, your scapula will likely retract, and you'll see the tape lag. You want your scapula protracted so that your lats are open but relaxed. So having your elbows in front of you like that's going to do that. Again, hold the measuring tape and write that number down. Now for a lat flare, whenever you reach your arms out, your scapula already follow your humerus. So you don't have to do much to flare your lats in terms of flexing them, but keeping them flexed and holding the measuring tape is going to be a little bit more tricky. So this is less important for those of you that are not aiming towards competitive physique goals, because you don't really care about your lat spread. You care about where your body fat's coming off. So this is for those of you that want to measure your lat spread and don't have someone to do it for you. You're going to wrap it around the back. You're going to do the same thing as your back girth, and you're going to flare your lats this way. Again, hold your thumb where the number lands, and that's the number you're going to write down. If you have somebody measuring this for you, that's great. Obviously, have them pull around the front, above your bust, underneath your armpit, and flare your lats that way. That's going to be the most accurate, but you do what you can. So the same thing for your shoulder girth. It's your girth, so it's all the way around your body. Try to keep the measuring tape straight. You want it on the peak part of your deltoid. And again, take a deep breath. Elbows should be a little bit in front of your body again so that your scapula again is not retracted. Sit up tall and just mark it with your thumb. Okay? The other measurements are going to be your hips. You want this to be around the thickest part of your hips. So not your hips here, you want it around the thickest part of your glutes. Feet together, pull it all the way around, put your thumb there, make sure the measuring tape is not indented. You want to be able to stick a finger right in there. You don't want it to be indenting your skin. Now quad, I like to measure quad at the thickest part of my thigh. As you lose body fat, that's going to change a little bit, so I like to take a measurement so that you can know exactly where you're going to measure. You're going to measure from the tip of your kneecap, as your knee is bent, straight up to your hip. And then you can count down and see, or count up and see where the thickest part of your thigh is. For me, that's going to be right out of 12. So I'll put my finger there, and then I'll wrap around. And I'm going to keep my legs straight so that the quad is not stretched out. Everything is fully relaxed. That's going to be the thickest part of my thigh. It's going to be different on everybody. You can also choose to measure down from your hip bone to the thickest part of your thigh, if that's easier. Whatever, just be consistent. That's all that matters. If you have any questions, just let me know.